What's up, gang? You know what time it is. I got my coffee. I'm recording, so you know what that means. It means it's time for another episode of Lion on Main. I'm your host, Jay Lyons, of course, and hey, welcome back. It's been a long time. Actually, it's only been a week. Because I didn't record an episode I didn't record the Bone Zone on Friday. I had to record on Tuesday because I was busy Friday. But yeah, we're finally back. Last episode was kind of rough. I don't know what I don't know what happened. I just kind of like drew a blank and I was like talking about tea and shit and like who really wants to hear about tea? I mean, I'm sure there's one person out there that's like, "Oh my god, I love tea." But like I feel like the vast majority of people were like, what does this do for me? This does nothing for me. But then again, what does anything I talk about do for anyone? That's kind of the whole point of the show, is just like nothing. There's nothing. So, I got my nice cup of joe with me. It's not pumpkin spice. Actually, I'm trying a new fall coffee. I think it's called Falling with Maple. I'm going to be honest, I don't know what the hell that means, but it's good. So it's also very hot. Oh my god. I just poured this. So this thing's freshly hot. Oh my gosh. Basically burned my tongue there. I hate when you burn your tongue, and so like it's always like, it's always when like you have something hot and like it's immediate, It's not like, oh, if you're drinking hot coffee, right? You have like 3 sips and then your tongue is burned, right? It's like you get a coffee, you have no idea how hot it is, okay? It could be just warm or it could be like scalding hot. The only way to test is to try it, right? And so you try the coffee and it ends up being scalding hot, and then immediately your tongue is burned and there's nothing you can do about it. And then you have this burn on your tongue for like the next week. It's so annoying. Because it just messes up the rest of your week. You're just like, every morning you wake up and you're like, my tongue feels fucking weird, dude. You can even like burn like the roof of your mouth or whatever. I burn my tongue. Like my tongue is just perpetually burned because I drink so much coffee. And I'm always a dumbass and I just drink it right after I pour it, even though I know it's going to be scalding hot. But I'm like, you know what? I need my coffee right now. Don't talk to me until I've had my morning coffee, okay? I mean, now you can because I had a sip, but before I have a sip, don't talk to me. Anyways, happy almost Halloween. I know we still got like 19 days left, but happy almost Halloween. And, it's just like, it feels like Halloween's already passed for me because, stores have been gearing up for Halloween since like July. I feel like Halloween happened last month and I'm like, okay, it's time for Thanksgiving. Just the other day, I'm looking for music to put on because, I like to put on background music throughout the day, And so I'm trying to figure out what to play, and I just ended up putting on Christmas music because I'm like, you know what? It's Christmas time. I'm in the Christmas spirit now. But even though it bothers me that I'm thinking that way, because stores are like, you know what, let's push our Christmas stuff right now, even though we haven't even had Halloween yet. But that's how things are now. Like it's like I'm done with Halloween. Oh yeah, Thanksgiving? What's that? It's like theme parks when like Universal started Halloween Horror Nights in like mid-September. Like what? I wasn't even thinking about Halloween back then. And then you're like, oh, Halloween Horror Nights. What? I did go in September, because I had time and I wanted to go, but it's like I shouldn't have that option. I'm almost mad I have so many options to choose when I want to go to Halloween Horror Nights, but it's like you should only have it during October because like that's when it's happening. And it's always weird because like, I mean, I know Halloween is October 31st and like after that it's like, why have Halloween Horror Nights? Halloween's already over. But it's like they hype you up for Halloween like months in advance, and then like right after Halloween happens, they just like forget it happened. They're just like, okay, we're done. tear everything down, set everything up for Christmas. It's like, just let me have like a transitional period, okay? You can have like maybe a week or two after Halloween and have a few more Halloween Horror Nights. It's just sort of like a cool down or something. But no, they don't want to do that because they're like, we need to start making money for Christmas now. They're probably mad that Halloween is in October because if they could, they probably would have started Christmas shit in September and had to go all the way through to December. So that they just want to get the Halloween stuff down as quickly as possible because, I mean, Christmas is probably a bigger moneymaker than Halloween for like theme parks and stores. They probably wish Halloween happened in like June anyways. So then they could, like I said, they could start pushing Christmas way earlier and not have both Halloween and Christmas. Then again, maybe that makes them more money because now they're selling products for two different holidays at the same time. I don't know. I don't know how business works. What do I look like, a business major to you? But yeah, it's just like, it's just kind of crazy to me, like like this holiday season, because everyone's like, I can't wait till October because then like, the holiday season starts. Like, no, technically the holiday season starts in July because that's when everyone starts selling stuff for it. But then like everyone forgets about Thanksgiving. Like, yeah, Thanksgiving's there, but like, what is Thanksgiving merch? What is Thanksgiving decorations that's not like Halloween already? You just decorate your place for Halloween, and then when Halloween's over, you just take down the scary bits, and then you're good for Thanksgiving because it's just fall. That's Thanksgiving decorations, fall, and then I guess a cornucopia. Because I mean, they still got pumpkins, corn. But like what else, right? Turkey, yeah, I guess. Did you got like Thanksgiving turkey, and then you got the Christmas ham. Even though I don't always do ham, like I also have turkey for Christmas as well too. But like what's like a Halloween dinner, Because you got Thanksgiving, like I said, you got the turkey and all that stuff. And like, I mean, Christmas dinner is basically the same thing as Thanksgiving, at least like for me. Like, sure, maybe a few dishes change here or there, but like it's essentially the same premise, right? You got like a bunch of different dishes. You got turkey, or you can have ham. I don't know, like what would be like a Halloween dish? So you got turkey, and you have ham, and then what would be the next one? Like, I don't know, a steak? No, not a steak. I don't know. Duck? Duck would be pretty spooky to have on Halloween. Because it's just sort of like out there. Like, yeah, people eat duck, but it's not like a main, it's not like turkey. Like everyone loves turkey, right? But like how many people eat duck, right? So that you can have it for Halloween. Because Halloween is sort of like, ooh, spooky. Makes you feel uneasy. So they bring you out a duck. And then what else would you have? I mean, you would have pumpkin pie for dessert. Because pumpkins. You can have corn. I don't know. Candy. Candy's just like one of the main dishes. I don't know. You can have pumpkin spice for your drinks instead of I don't know, champagne. I don't know what. Now that I think about it, like, what's like a Thanksgiving drink? Or like a Christmas drink. Christmas, you could say hot chocolate, okay? But that's sort of like a dessert drink, right? But what's like a dinner drink for Christmas, right? I mean, eggnog is a Christmas drink, but that's not really something you would drink during dinner, right? That's sort of just like a little snack or something. It's sort of like a hot chocolate, It's not something that you drink over and over and over again. You may just have like a glass for the day or something. Eggnog is really good. I fucking love eggnog. I just found out that they're selling eggnog now in stores. That's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I love eggnog, it's kind of early for that, right? But then again, it kind of makes sense because all the other stores are already gearing you up for Christmas anyways. But like, why? You know? I don't know. Maybe, like I said, maybe they just make more money the earlier they start selling this stuff, which I can imagine. But I also feel like most people would be like me, right? Where they're like, it's too early for that. You know, when I was going up to school in Maine, and I bought a Christmas tree, like a small Christmas tree, right, for my room for the holiday season. And you know, Christmas break basically took up all of December, right? So I wasn't going to be up in my room for December. I think I was only there for like a week or something, right? And so I'm like, you know, what's the point of in like putting up a Christmas tree for like a week, you know, and then I'm just back in Florida for the rest of December. You know, and then like when I come back in January, sure, I can keep it up for a little bit, but then after a while, it's like, you know, Christmas is over. It's time to take it down. Right? So I thought just to get the most out of the Christmas tree, I'd set it up like the 1st of November, right? And I remember like people up there were like, dude, it's too early. This was like the 1st of November. It's like, really? It's too early for me to put up a Christmas tree, but like you guys don't care that stores are selling Christmas merch in like July? Like, seriously? What's the deal? Okay? Plus, it's not that early, okay? Thanksgiving is really close to Christmas anyways. Okay? I think I was entitled to put up the Christmas tree in November just to get the most out of the tree, right? And plus, it was nice. It added mood lighting because the tree had lights on it. So, you know, you can light it up, give you a nice ambiance. I ended up leaving it up for the rest of the year because, like, I didn't feel like taking it down because it just looked too nice, right? And I was like, this is awesome. I'm going to keep this up. You know, and then when I went back the next year, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put it up day one. I just had the Christmas tree up for the entire year. It's like, because I thought it looked nice, you know, and I know I'm complaining about stores selling Christmas decorations and stuff in July. And here I am basically doing that, throwing up a Christmas tree in August. But, you know, it added mood to the room, right? It had a nice ambiance. So like I said, I think I'm entitled to leave it up. And plus, like I said, Christmas break at the school basically took up all of December. So, like, it's not like I could wait until December to put it up anyways. You know, I was only going to be there for like a week in December, and then I'm back home. So, anyways, so this past weekend, I kind of took a little vacation. You know, I went down to South Florida, to like this condo place or whatever by the beach, and it was pretty nice. You know, I was there. I met up with a bunch of my my extended family. You know, my real fam, and yeah, it was nice. And like I said, it was on the beach. And so there was like there was a day where I was like, you know, I kind of just want to, you know, walk on the beach, you know, like you know, those like romance movies where you're like, yeah, you know, let's go walk on the beach. Yeah, you know, I wanted to do that. Okay, I thought it would be nice. So, you know, I go walking on the beach, and the rest of my fam, they're at the pool. Okay, and so, you know, I'm walking on the beach, I'm chilling, I'm you know, relaxing or whatever. And I get a text from my fam where they're like, hey, you know, we're headed back up to the room, right? You know, I was like, okay, you know, that's fine. And I didn't think about it at this point when they said that. I didn't know what room we were in. Like, I guess I should have checked that when I got there, but like, you know, like, I wasn't thinking about it, you know, because when I got there, you know, my fam who was already there, they're like, oh, hey, you know, what's up? We're going to come down. We'll help you out. And they, you know, they helped me bring my stuff up to the room, and we just walked in. Like, they didn't like tell me what room it was. And I didn't really think I needed to know. Right. So, you know, I'm walking on the beach. Everything's fine. I'm there for a little bit, taking some pics, you know me, looking at some boats. And, like some dark clouds coming in. And it looked like it was going to rain. Like, you can like look out, like if there's a flat area, you can like look out and you could see like where the rain is, right? And so like I was looking out to the ocean and I could see there was like this huge front of rain just like coming right towards me. So I'm like, dude, I got to get the fuck out of here, right? So, I start walking back to the condo and just as I get there, I'm like, you know what? I don't know what room we're in. So I text my father. I'm like, hey, do you know what room we're in? Right, and I start walking. I had a general idea. I knew we were above floor 4. I knew we were above there, right? So I was like, okay, it's either like 5 or 6. It's got to be. So I'm kind of walking. I'm kind of walking slow because I don't want to get to the elevator, press the button, and get in and be like, I don't know what floor I'm going to. Okay, so I'm kind of walking slow, no response. So I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe he's busy, right? Because we were going out to dinner that night. And so like, I was like, maybe he's in the shower or something like that. Right. That's why he's not responding. So I text my mother. I'm like, hey, do you know what room we're in? and there's no response. And I get to the elevator and neither one has responded. And I'm like, okay, they can't both be busy. Right. But I'm like, whatever. So I text my grandmother and she didn't respond either. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is no one responding to me? And I'm like, is my phone like not getting any cell service or whatever? I had full bars, right? I'm like, what is this, right? So I get in the elevator. I'm like, you know what? I think we're on floor 6, okay? So I press 6, and I kind of know generally where we are in the hallway. I just don't know what floor we're on. So I go to floor 6. I go to like the room where we are in the hallway. And I go to that room and I'm like, I don't want to knock on this door and just have it be some like random person there. And they're like, who the fuck are you? Right? I'm like, what the fuck are you doing in my room? So I'm kind of just like waiting out there and I'm like, okay, maybe they're going to respond. Right? I get up to floor 6. I go down to the hall, to the room. And I'm standing like, not like right in front of the door, but I'm kind of like in that general area. And I'm waiting there and like, there's no response. I'm like, you know what? Maybe they didn't get the text, right? So I call my father and there's go straight to voicemail. And I'm like, what is going on? Right. So I leave a voicemail that, I don't know what floor we're on. Right. And as I'm making the voicemail, some random person comes out of the room that I thought was our room. So I'm like, okay, that's definitely not my room then. So we got to be on floor 5. So I go towards the elevator and, I get in, I go down to floor 5 and just as I'm like walking towards the door, I finally get a response as I get to like where our room is that says like, oh, we're in 5 whatever. And like the first number in like whatever, when you're saying like in a hotel or something like that, the first number is always like the floor number. And so I'm like, really? Just as I finally figure out where our room is, you guys finally respond. And so I'm like, thanks. I open up the door. We had like these wristbands and I just go up to the door, open it up. I guess I could have tried the wristband on the door upstairs to see if it worked, but I don't know. I wasn't really thinking about that. I was mainly pissed off that no one was responding. And like just as I get into the room, my mother's phone was dead. My father was in the shower and my grandmother was busy with something. I don't remember what it was. And I'm like, and my father only responded because he had just gotten out of the shower and he saw that I texted him and he's like, oh, we're in floor whatever. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I'm also like, why didn't you guys tell me what floor we're in, like what room we're in when you guys said we're going back up to the room? Like maybe you guys thought that I knew. Maybe they thought I knew what room we're in, but like, I don't know. I was just like, yeah, thanks for that. So anyways, I got ready and we went to dinner. I was like, fuck you guys. Just kidding. It wasn't their fault. Like they're busy with stuff. But anyways, other than that, it was a relaxing weekend. I was out at the pool, and they had a hot tub, and I don't know what it is, but recently hot tubs, like everywhere that I've been to, like cruises, hotels, condos like this, like all the hot tubs are just like warm. Like they're not hot anymore. They're warm tubs. And I remember like the first time I hopped into like a warm tub, I was like, I think it was on a cruise. This was like 2 years ago. I was on a cruise and I get into a hot tub and it was just warm, right? It wasn't even just like a nice warm. It was just like lukewarm. Like they just took like, like the middle of the faucet, like when you turn on a sink or whatever, and you can have like the hot and then the cold or whatever, like right in the middle. It's like they just took right in the middle and they poured it in the pool or the hot tub. And I'm like, what is this? This isn't relaxing at all. And I thought, maybe there's just like a glitch for this hot tub, So I go to a different one and it's warm as well. And on this cruise, this was like in the adults area, right? The adult pool area. And I'm like, okay, I'll just go to like the main pool, like, because obviously it has to be hot over there, right? So I go over to the hot tubs in like the main pool area, and it's just warm as well. And I'm like, what? How do you have just warm tubs on a cruise? How do you not have a hot tub? This is a cruise. How do you not have a hot tub on a cruise? Right? No hot tub was hot. It was just all warm. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and I thought like maybe this is just like something for the cruise, maybe their like hot water wasn't working. I don't know. But anyways, then like I went to a hotel at some other point and it was just warm. It wasn't hot. And I'm like, what is this? And there was like this other hotel that I've been to before and they've always had a hot tub. And then this one time I went within like, the past 2 years and they had gotten rid of their hot tub. Right? And there was another hotel that I went to that you can tell they used to have a hot tub somewhere, but they had completely taken it out as well. And so like all of this going on, I'm like thinking, dude, did something happen with hot tubs? Like was like, because like there's age limits, right? To like how old you can be to be like being a hot tub, and it's usually like 12 or 15 or something like that. And that's because like, you can't put a baby in a hot tub, like a boiling hot tub. You can't put a baby in there because like the baby's gonna like fucking die. So like, you're not allowed to have kids in the hot tub. And like, even if you're an adult, you can only be in there for like 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it is. Because if you stay in there for too long, like I said, like you could get really sick. You can like, you could probably die from like dehydration, which I know like that probably doesn't make any sense because you're in a hot tub, you're in a pool of water. But like, a hot tub, you're like sweating. So you're sweating out all the water in your system. And so like, I don't know, you get like heat exhaustion. That's something you could probably get from being in a hot tub for too long. So I'm thinking like, did something happen? Like someone was in a hot tub or whatever. And like, I don't know, they died or something. That's not funny, but like, I'm just like, I don't know what happened with hot tubs. Like something had to happen with hot tubs. And whatever happened, the family or the person sued or something. They sued the hotel or the cruise or whatever. And so everyone who had a hot tub is like, you know what? We got to make these warm tubs or just get rid of them altogether, And I had been to this condo before, like in the past 2 years, and I went into the hot tub and it was warm. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. So like, I wasn't really looking forward to going to the hot tub because I'm like, it's just gonna be warm or whatever. But there was at a certain point, it's like, I just want to try it, because like at least it's a little warm. Because like the pool was freezing cold, like it was abnormally cold, and I'm like, this is. No, like, you be in there for a little bit and like you get used to it and it's fine. But like, yeah, I was like, what? I need something at least a little bit warm. And, I'm willing to settle for the hot tub or the warm tub. I get in there. It was actually hot, which I was surprised. I was like, maybe they fixed it. Now I just got to try like every hotel that has a hot tub and go on another cruise to see if like they all fix the hot tubs. But something had to have happened, right? Because there's no way that just I happen to go on a cruise and I happen to go to all these hotels and condos, and all of them just so happen to like have their hot water break or something like that. Like there's no way, right? Something had to happen with hot tubs, like something like legal, like they got sued or something like that. And they're like, you know what, to protect ourselves, we should just get rid of hot tubs. And, honestly, it doesn't surprise me because like kids just jump in the hot tub anyways, and like they pretend it's like a pool, and they'll sit in there for like 30 minutes, and like their parents like don't even give a shit. It's like, you do realize there's rules for the hot tub, and it's not just rules because the hotel's a dick, okay? There's rules because like you can get like heat exhaustion from being in a hot tub, I'm pretty sure. I'll admit I've disobeyed like the time limit rule before. Like I've sat in the hot tub for like 30 minutes when the limit's like 15 or whatever. I don't recommend you do that, but I'm just saying I've done that before. But in the end, the rules are there for like health and safety reasons. It's not just because they're like, you know what, we know people love the hot tub, but we just want to kick them out because we're dicks. Because also, they trust that you will follow the rules, because a lot of these hotels and condos, there's like no lifeguard on duty, right? Most of the time. So it's like, it's not like these are rules that they're going to enforce because they're rude like that. They do it, they put the rules up there for health and safety, and they hope that you follow them, like they trust that you'll be like a competent human being and follow the rules. Or, you'll be at least a good parent and watch your kids. Because like, dude, it's so annoying when like kids just like jump in the hot tub and like, they're like splashing around, they're like diving, and you're just like sitting there like, really? I'm here to relax, and you're like splashing water in my face. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? There's a huge ass pool that you can literally go to, and what are you doing, Maverick? My cat is popping up in the scene. What are you doing? You gotta get off. You gotta get off the table, man. Hey, come on, get off. Or at least get out of the shot. You can chill there, but just get out. Okay, he's gone. Anyways, what was I saying? I don't know. Being a good parent. Yeah, watching your kids. Because also, like, dude, what? I know that the rules are there for health and safety, and I'm assuming most people realize that. Like hot tubs, because they're usually like set at like 105 degrees. Okay, that's not something that you could just sit in for a long period of time, especially when like you're in the sun as well. Like you got the sun beating down on you. Okay, so you're hot from the sun, and you're hot from the hot tub, and you got the steam coming up from the hot tub. Like, dude, you're boiling. Okay. And like, yeah, it feels good for a little bit, but like, at a certain point you got to get out, because, normal body temperature is like 98 degrees. Okay. It's not 105. 105 means you're sick. So like the fact that the hot tub exists and it's there, like you only have like a certain time that you're allowed to be in there for health and safety reasons. And like parents just like don't give a shit that their kids are hopping in for like an hour. It's like, what are you doing? And like, kids, you have a whole pool, like a huge ass pool that you can splash all you want. Then like they'll jump in the hot tub too. Like they'll do cannonballs and shit. It's like, what are you doing? This is made to just sit and... What are you doing, man? This is made for you to just like sit and relax. Like you're not supposed to... Don't jump on that. That's glass, buddy. He was about to jump on the wine rack, you crazy cat. I planned this very well. I got a black cat just for the Halloween season. This is how mastermind I am about the podcast. I got this black cat because I knew that I knew Halloween was going to come around. I had intuition about that, because it's very rare that Halloween comes around. Anyways, luckily there was no kids splashing around in this hot tub, when I was there. Like it was nice and relaxing. I was just able to sit and relax, and like I don't think it was at the full temperature. Like it definitely wasn't as hot as it's been in the past, but it was a lot warmer than just like lukewarm. So that was nice. And also the jets worked. So that was also a plus. But anyways, so I went to Universal also on Friday. That's why I didn't record the Bone Zone. I went to Universal. My friend David, who made the awesome Lion on Main podcast cover art that I showed a little bit ago, he came back in town, and so we went to Universal. And I didn't forget. You know, if you listen to the other episodes, you'll know that I almost forgot to do that. And don't play with the light, man. But yeah, so we went to Universal. I didn't forget. And I don't know, not a whole lot happened when we were there, you know? Like usually I have like a like crazy stories that happen, but you know, it was just kind of like a relaxing trip to Universal. Like we didn't go on very many rides. They were recording something at Universal when we went. And I don't know what it was, but I remember we were walking in the Jurassic Park area and there was like the sign that says, you know, hot set, you know? And they're like, hey, if you come into this area, you, what is it? You accept that you're being recorded or something like that, or you acknowledge you're being recorded, whatever it was. And, you know, I'm over here and I'm like, yo, if they're shooting a commercial, I want to be in that shit. Right? We walked over there. There was no cameras, right? There was nothing. Like it's just like a normal people walking around, right? And I'm like, okay, maybe they're doing like a like a crowd shot or something. I don't know. But then we went over to like one of the other areas, like next to the Jurassic Park area, and it had the same thing. It was like, you know, a hot set. And we walked over there. We weren't allowed because like this was the actual production set. Like you can't just like walk on. And they were doing some sort of like interview thing. And like the Jurassic Park area was in the background. And I'm like, dude, there's no way anyone's going to see me if I'm in the background at Jurassic Park. Like, yeah, whenever that commercial or interview, whatever it is, comes out, I could be like, yeah, you know, a little speck right there. Yeah, that's me. I'm a movie star now. You know, welcome to Hollywood, baby. But yeah, so if you ever see anything come out from Universal that happens to be talking about Jurassic Park, just look out for that little speck in the background. That's me. You know, my debut feature, right? In the future, I'm like a big ass actor. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I got my start in the background of a Jurassic Park commercial. Anyways, yeah, I don't have too much stories about Universal. You know, like I said, usually I have a lot of stories. But, you know, like I said, it was just sort of like a chill trip. We didn't do that much. So I think I'm going to wrap up the episode here because, you know, we're at the 30-minute mark. So thank you guys so much for listening. Whatever you guys are listening to this on, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and leave a review if you're listening to Apple Podcasts. We've been kind of getting some new listeners recently, so I'd just like to say welcome. Welcome to the Lion on Main podcast. And if you don't know, be sure to check out the Bone Zone, which is bonus episodes that come out on the weekends, exclusively on YouTube. So, yeah. Social media. I almost forgot about that. Be sure to follow me on social media at RealJLions and at Lion on Main on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And make sure to share this podcast with everyone. You know, let's get some more new listeners up in this bitch. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Lion on Main. Love you. I don't know. Do I?